Hey everybody, Papa Chaz coming at you today. It's been a while since I've done a video on cooking. Y'all know I bought that Brinkmann smoker, offset smoker. Got it for Christmas, and I've done 4 or 5 videos, I think maybe on 6 or 7 maybe, on different things that I've cooked. And I haven't done one in quite a while, and somebody scolded me because I hadn't done one in a while, but I hadn't really done anything different. But today, I'm going to do a little video on cooking in the Dutch oven. You can see I got some ribs there. I know some of you are going to say that's blasphemy. He's got an offset smoker and he's doing ribs in the Dutch oven. Well, let me tell you about these ribs. Last month I went and bought a double pack. Had them on sale. Man, that pack, that rack of ribs that was on top was beautiful. Big, thick, meaty. And the one that was underneath is this little poor, pitiful looking little rack of ribs right here. So instead of trying to do them on the offset, I'm gonna do them in the Dutch oven. I've done them that way before, and they do good in there. I'll slice them up. You can see it's already got some slices. We'll sprinkle our magic rub on it. Slice up an onion, put in there with it. Cover it with barbecue sauce. Put it in the Dutch oven. Cook about an hour and a half. Probably won't take that long because these are so thin. But that's what we're doing today. So I'm gonna cut this off and get to work on them, and then when I get them all ready. And I've even got both Dutch ovens. I got my 10-inch and my 12-inch. I don't know which one's probably gonna fit in the little one real good. But when I get them all ready, I'll get it in there, and then I'll come back to you and show you what progress we've made. I've already got the charcoal chimney started out there, so we'll be cooking here in just a little bit. Be back at you in just a little while. Hey YouTubers, we're back. You can see we got it all cut up. Got the onion sliced. I've sprayed the inside of the Dutch oven with some canola oil so it won't stick, and we got a rub all put on it, and we're just going to lay them in there, and if it takes 2 layers, then we'll put the onions on top of 1 layer, and that's what we're going to do. Now let me tell you a little bit about this rub. This is a homemade rub, and I got the recipe from a well-known internet cook. And I like to give a shout out when I use somebody's methods or when I use their recipes. And I did give this man a shout out once before. Signed into his YouTube, subscribed to him, let him know, hey, I used your stuff, I gave you a shout out. And I guess he's just too big and too fancy for me because he never even acknowledged or said thank you or anything. So I'll post up the recipe if anybody wants it. Ask me in the comments and I'll post it up. But in the meantime, I'm not giving him another shout out. He can just acknowledge me first, since I acknowledged him, or he can just forget about it. Now we're also going to coat these down good with some barbecue sauce. And this is a homemade sauce, and this is actually a sweet. It's sweet, but it's made with vinegar. It's apple cider vinegar and maple syrup, and I think I did the video on when I made the sauce right out of it. But being in the Dutch oven, that'll cook in there real good and slow, and these ribs are going to be real good when they come out. So I'm going to shut this thing down, go check on the charcoal, put the lid on this, and then I'll come back at you when I get it on there actually cooking. Alright, here we go. You can see we're not quite ready on the charcoal, and I want to give it just a few more minutes. Charcoal is good for about an hour, and it's going to take about an hour and a half, so it takes about 15 minutes in the chimney to get it ready. So once it's cooked for about 45 minutes, I'll start a little bit more charcoal and add it on top. Now, see my Dutch oven table there. You can see I'm sitting off in the grass. There's my smoker. I'm sitting off in the grass because my lovely wife has took over my patio with the granddaughter's wading pool. So we're cooking in the grass again today, at least until I can get something done on that. But that's okay. The grandbaby can be up here out of the grass and play. We'll be back at you in a little bit. I want to talk about Dutch ovens. Let's talk about Dutch ovens while we're waiting on the fire here a few minutes. A lot of people are scared of Dutch ovens. They say, oh, it's so hard, it's so hard. Well, it's not. This is about as easy as the offset. A lot of people are scared of offset smokers because they think they're hard to deal with, but they're not. Once you learn it, once you get your rhythm down, you get your routine down, and you're good to go. And with these Dutch ovens, I'm cooking this in a 10-inch, so that means we're going to use 20 charcoal briquettes. And we're going to put 1/3 of them underneath it and 2/3 of them on top of it. And we'll spread them around in a checkerboard pattern. That's my preferred method. I've tried the ring method. A lot of people do the ring method. I don't care for it. To me, it's too much charcoal, but gets it too hot. You can find anything you want to find on the internet on Dutch ovens, but I'm telling you, they are easy to do, and man, you can get some tremendous food out of them. So let me shut this down and give this just a few more minutes, and we'll get that thing set up and cooking, and be back at you shortly. All right, you see my charcoal right there. I thought I'd, since I was talking about Dutch oven, I thought I'd come back on and show you that. I got 7 right there. Now I know that's not 1/3 of 20, but there's no even third for 20. So we put 7 underneath it, put them in that pattern right there, and we'll set this down right over the top of it like that. And then we're going to put 13 up on top of it, and we're going to try to keep it even, although 13 ain't going to keep it even, so I'm probably just going to go ahead and put 14 so I can put 7 on each side. Now a lot of people go through all the trouble and come out every 15-20 minutes and rotate it. The book says rotate it 1/4 of a turn every 15-20 minutes. Then pick the lid up and rotate it 1/4 of a turn back, and that way you're making sure you don't have no hot spots. I'll be honest with you, I don't do it, and my food turns out great. So to each his own, I guess. And there's my 14. And you can see right there, there's my 14. Now, I think each one of them charcoal briquettes represents about 13 degrees. We put more on top because this is a Dutch oven. And just like an oven, you cook with more heat on top. And we're basically just baking them. The good thing about it is you don't lose any moisture. And man, these ribs are going to come out tender. They're going to come out sweet. And they're going to come out juicy. Alright, so we don't raise the lid on it. We'll come back in about 45 minutes. I may raise the lid just to show you, but typically it's just like anything else with a grill, with a smoker. If you're looking, you ain't cooking. You're letting the heat out. So we don't do that. But then I'll come back in about 45 minutes and start some more charcoal. In about an hour, we'll add some more to it. And then with ribs, you know, you can tell when they pull away from the bone. Although they don't pull away from the bone in the Dutch oven like they do on the grill. But we know in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, they're done. So we can temp them, we can do whatever, but they're going to be done. I've done it enough to know. But anyway, there we are right now, and got some charcoal left in there, and now I left that in there. That's what I'll start my other with, so I don't have to use no more newspaper and make any more of a big mess. So anyway, YouTubers, there you go, and Papa Chaz signing out. I'll be back here in a little while to let you see what it looks like as it's going along. Hey YouTube, Papa Chaz coming back to you. Got my second batch of charcoal started, and I'm going to go ahead and flip it. I told you a while ago I don't usually do this, but just for the sake of argument, we're going to turn it 1/4 of a turn, and we're going to raise the lid and turn it a 1/2 turn, and we're going to look at it while it's open. And you can see, and it looks good, and that smells incredible. Of course, them onions and that sauce cooking into that meat. Anyway, there we go. And we'll come back in about 20 minutes and add some more charcoal, because as you can see, those are going to be gone by the time the other gets ready. So, and we'll do it the same way. We'll put 7 underneath and put 14 back on top, and go from there. So we'll be back at you when it gets done. We probably got about another 45 minutes or so for it to cook. So time the charcoal gets ready and we get it on there, maybe another 30 minutes or so. Anyway, we'll be back at you later. Hey YouTubers, Papa Chaz back at you. We got the ribs fixing to open the lid on them. You can see I brought the Dutch oven inside. One of the really cool things about a Dutch oven, cool, pun intended, is that it will hold the heat even though we've taken it off of the fire. It will hold the heat. Set that thing over there and check these out. Man, the smell, if y'all could smell that. And I've already checked the internal temp before I took it off the fire, and it's done. Of course, you can see Look at how that's pulled back off from them bones. That's what you usually go by on ribs anyway. And so I'm gonna put that lid back on there because we're still gonna cook potatoes when the wife gets home. And but the Dutch oven, what I say, while I go being cast iron and being so thick, is it will stay warm and it will hold that heat. I've got it off of the fire, so it's not going to keep cooking, but it will hold that heat and keep that meat warm, and it'll still be good and warm to eat once she gets here and we get the potatoes cooked. And I'll finish out the video right here, but I will take some pictures and add to the end of it to show you what the finished product looks like once we get it out and get it on the plates. So hope you enjoy the video, and y'all have a blessed day.